Good evening, this is the New Dawn FM News in English, brought to you by Aloysius Lokai. First, the headlines. Minister urged Bougainvilleans to obey state of emergency orders. Business houses meet to discuss how they will operate during the 21-day state of emergency. Students urged to use lockdown period to study. New Zealand police committed to supporting Bougainville police. People not happy with 2 million kina allocation, and lands minister appeals for state lands to be released. Now the news in detail. Minister for Economic Development Affairs, Honorable Joseph Watawi, urged Bougainvilleans to obey the orders of the state of emergency declared by the National Executive Government. Honorable Watawi said that individuals must take ownership of the restraining orders declared within the region and devoutly comply to avoid the novel coronavirus into our region. He said that the state of emergency orders are declared to monitor the situation and to make evaluations to provide updated information about the coronavirus to the people in the region. Mr. Watawi said that the people's cooperation is the only way that Bougainville government can manage and constrain the pandemic that is affecting the world's developed countries. He also said that emergency lockdown does not mean that Bougainville have the virus already, that people should not be panicking. Boca business houses briefly met this afternoon at the Kukul Beach Club to discuss how they will operate their businesses during the state of emergency imposed throughout Bougainville this week. They met with the Minister for Economic Development and member for Silao. Is also a member of the task force to state for the state of emergency, Mr. Joseph Watawi. The aim of the meeting was for the minister to hear the business houses on how they will work as stakeholders in providing service to the population during the state of emergency. Business houses that attended the meeting included wholesalers, cocoa and copra buyers, guest houses, restaurants, and other retailers, including finance institutions and bank, post services, and other businesses. They were briefed by Alois Bukonai, the health officer, on the coronavirus and how it impacting the world today. The members also called on the government to consider supporting them financially for loss of business during this time. Mr. Watawi will sit with the committee tomorrow before the state of emergency controller issues the state of emergency orders on Friday. You're listening to New Dawn FM News in English. The Minister for Bougainville Department of Education, Honorable Thomas Patako, has called on the students to use the 21 days lockdown period to continue to study. Minister Patako said students should use the 21 days lockdown period to go through their notes and revise everything that they have gone through with their teachers. He said the suspension of classes for 3 weeks is an opportunity that students should use to catch up with their school work. Students should not be at home relaxing and roaming around unnecessarily. They must make use of the time given to revisit notes for their own good. Meanwhile, the Acting Secretary for Education, Ms. Mary Remy, has also called on the students and teachers to stay home and practice basic health and hygiene habits. Ms. Remy said the schools will be informed on what to do next after the 21 days lockdown when the Education Department receives any news updates from the relevant authorities. She said schools will also be informed on any changes that will be made to the 2020 education calendar. Teachers and Board of Management are also urged not to go to the Education Office for the next 3 weeks as the office has scaled down on officers and necessary staff won't be available to help with queries. 4 New Zealand police officers, in honoring their commitment, have remained in Bougainville to continue the Bougainville Community Policing Project. The 4 New Zealand officers are Gail Mockford, Acting Team Leader, Steve Williamson, Senior Advisor Arawa, Aaron Fraser, Senior Advisor Buin, and Nalan Kapelman, Projects Advisor Buin. The 4 officers will travel throughout Bougainville and look forward to continuing their relationships with the Bougainville Police Service auxiliaries and the communities. As a result of the state of emergency declared by the PNG government, the BCPP staffs are required to quarantine for 14 days, in which their quarantine will end on the 6th of April. The staff assured the people of Bougainville that as a result of their quarantine period, none of them will pose a risk to the health of Bougainvilleans. The rest of the BCPP contingent have travelled back to New Zealand to support the New Zealand police in dealing with the coronavirus situation in New Zealand, but look forward to travel back to Bougainville when the global crisis ends. Other NGOs and volunteers also left Bougainville last Saturday. The member for Central Bougainville in the national government, Sam Akoitai, has criticized the 2 million kina allocated by the ABG government to constituency members to carry out awareness to their people on the coronavirus pandemic. Mr. Akoitai told New Dawn FM from Port Moresby that members are not experts, but these funds should be channeled through the State of Emergency Task Force for health workers to carry out the awareness. He questioned what knowledge do these members have to carry out awareness. Mr. Akoitai said members have received a lot of funds since last year for referendum amendment to the Constitution and the Arawa meeting after the referendum result was made, and some members did not utilize these funds properly. Atimput's chief, Dyson Kaitavara, also raised similar sentiments last night. He said this was another misuse of public funds, especially when the ABG has a lot of unpaid bills for service providers. Reports received from Arawa this morning said that health workers walked off their jobs after learning of these 2 million kina allocated to the members. They said this was not fair as they have not been on the payroll for many years. Meanwhile, the ABG member for Chitalato, Fidelis Semoso, said that this was his request for assistance in controlling his constituency during this coronavirus pandemic. He thanked the executive government for supporting the members to make sure their people are informed and take preventive measures in their areas. New Dawn FM understands that it was the member for Chitalato who requested for assistance, as he was the first to act in closing the Bukabuai market when the coronavirus outbreak was announced. He made his request during question time in Parliament last week. To end the English bulletin, the Minister for Lands and Physical Planning and member for Agogohe, Robert Amalsawa, urged the people residing on state lands since the ceasefire that they must release their land back to the government. Mr. Sawa said that the residents must be ready to move out of government lands before the Land Act is passed by the upcoming new ABG government. He said that the ABG government needs the lands to construct developmental infrastructure and people must fare with this decision. Honorable Sawa said that scarce space of land is one of the barriers that the government is facing in developing the region. He said that the government has land, but the occupants are very stubborn to release their land. He also asked the landowners at Bonus Plantation to pair with the Lands Department to release back the land so that government can run its affairs for the good of the people. He urged the landowners to follow the right channel and cope with the government so that a win-win situation can be achieved. This has been the New Dawn FM News in English. You can also see our news on the websites on www.bougainvillenews.com, www.bougainville.taipei.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. On behalf of the news team, I'm Aloysius Laukai. You have a pleasant evening. Then one kind news long talk with me, Aloysius Laukai, by the Minister of Economic Development Affairs, Honorable Joseph Watawe, and Singat Long, or people of Bougainville behind him, order plus state of emergency where national government he declaring penis. Honorable Watawe talk all one man Mary, he must have him this plow order na walk long, time long, no can kiss him this coronavirus inside the Bougainville. And me talk state of emergency order, and me talk long, look long, this heavy where coronavirus you come up in inside long world Mr. Watawi Tokosem, and me like him people in mas work pong one time government long na make him this plastic can come up inside long region. And me talk emergency lockdown, and me no mean Bogambel you got virus that's all long way long look long abrushim this plastic. Book business houses tete only been bong one time long Kukul Beach Club look low way only can operate inside long time below state of emergency. Only bong one time Minister of Economic Development na member of long Ministerial Task Force law state of emergency Honorable Joseph Watawi big platinting blong is labong long Minister Harim Wari na tinting long all business houses long how only can work long halibim government not all provide them service to people long time long state of emergency. Business houses only being staffed on this meeting. You can do one time all wholesalers, cocoa na cobra buyer, all guest houses, restaurants, all retails, na two all finance institutions, na bank, port services, na bla business. Only bank is to some bla good bla talk long work long coronavirus inside long world. Alois Bokune health officer even talk long and member been single too long government la look la support him all business houses who's that by working laws long this time of state of emergency. Mr. Watawi me by sinal on time committee tomorrow na before long controller he assume state of emergency order long Friday. Minister of Education inside la Bougainville Thomas Potako is single long also Martin who's at the stable holiday now long using this 21-day long study back long working pennies. Minister Potako Itoko Martin he must use him this lockdown period long go through long all notes long all na make sure only look back long work only be making one time all teacher and me talk this suspension block classes for 3 weeks and me good time plus Martin he look back long work long all na line him something all Martin only stable place only look around about. That's all only must make use on this time long look back long work long all. Now we are acting Secretary of Education Miss Mary Remy and me talk with students na teacher only must stable place na practicing basic health hygiene habit. And Miss Remy it talk schools all by talk travel long all and 21 days suppose one and something by come up again long this state of emergency and talk school long this time only by talk travel long all too long suppose by got some Chinese long 2020 education calendar. Teachers in the board of management only ask him all too no can come to education officer on this time lower name at plan the officer long office. Former New Zealand police officer who's at only stop at the Bougainville na only stop long work one time Bougainville community policing project. Former New Zealand police Gal Mockford acting team leader, Steve Williamson senior advisor Arawa, Aaron Fraser senior advisor Buin na Alan Keppelman projects advisor Buin. Order former officer all stop back long Bougainville long Halibin Bougainville police service long display time long lockdown na state of emergency. Only talk of them people all line long all by stop inside long 14 days quarantine by stop long up long all in up long 6th of April. Only talk all in up long give one sick suppose only stop long Bougainville all napla member all one time all NGO na volunteer go back long New Zealand long Saturday week openings. Member of Central Bougainville National Parliament Sema Koita Itete Emito Camino Hamas lo 2 million kina ABG government allocate him long all constituency member lo carry out awareness long coronavirus long people long all. Mr. Koita talk him new on FM osem all member expert several on this plastic na this lamoni only must give him the state of emergency task force awesome all health worker he can carry out this awareness and me ask him one in time all member is have a long work long how sick. Mr. Koita talk all member only be receiving plenty money last year lo referendum amendment lo constitution our meeting behind lo referendum result na plenty of member use him good all this money. Last night Timput's chief Dyson Kaitavara even talking new don of some emino hamas tool on this 2 million kin allocation emitok this emblong kaka monitors long government na ABG no make him good lo anem emi got plenty dinner one time on service provider report mi paksin tete tu talk inside lo arawa o lel tuoka lo arawa housekeeping lucy mok tete lo morning piano oli harim tu long this 2 million kina all member iksim oli talk this no straight na mi no fair long all being work one time no got pay long plenty Christmas now yet long this time ABG member blows it a lot of fidelis so emi talk this I'm being asked him long have him long control him or constituency long time long coronavirus emi talk and being asked him long parliament long government must have him all member long working awareness na game some money long all emi talk thank you lo executive government lo support him all member lo make sure all member he talk lo people long all maskila long this plastic na try abrusim new na family savosem member blosi talato I be ask him long this money long time long question without notice lo parliament long week go pennies na to be start finish long closing boy market na all na something time me harim this plastic come up inside long Papua New Guinea. Lo Penisim News, Minister of Law Lands and Physical Planning, the member of Law Hagogoe, Robert Amasawa, and me sing out long people who said stop long all ground long government, only much losing more government ground area. Mr. Sawa talk or resident who said he stop long government ground, he must ready lo losing ground, law on him government by putting land act or law long ground na display by government eximple ground and me talk ABG government he need him also ground lo work longen na make him send it inside the place. Mr. Sawa he talk display and make him na little space or little ground he me got me hard long kizimbek lo one them people how him talk and me talk all known as lo bonus plantation too he must lose him display na larem government he make him walk him must walk him long come have him walk him up inside the region missing out long papa ground long behind him road long tok one time government long come have him good plan this in long display ground display me new Penisim New Dawn FM News 39. You can look him on news from people website www.bougainvillenews.com www.bougainville.typet.com. You can be enemy per tool of Facebook na Twitter. Makim news team lo New Dawn FM maybe always just local. You get good night.